You wouldn't believe it, but it's air alert again. I'm going to the shelter. I just, in between of these two, I had time to take breakfast and drink coffee, and this is all. Guys, I have two types of morning in general. The anxious one that you have already seen, and the calm one, if we can name it in the war times like this. And I'm extremely grateful for morning like that. Where nobody is attacking and I just have a time to listen to the preacher, background, and prepare breakfast for me and my husband. And after take warm shower, because I know that some people are lost this privilege, for example in Mariupol. And just now I want to put some disclaimer, because I only can imagine what people living in the Kharkiv or Mykolaiv or Nikopol experiencing under the constant shelling and artillery fire, and what they can feel awoke in the night from the sounds of the explosion. However, sense of safety is quite personal thing, and no matter how many calm morning I had, one anxious one can just be too harsh on me. And when it becomes too overwhelming for me, I'm trying to distract myself by going downtown and have a small walk with my husband and to see new places, actually record some video for you guys. Of course, I'm trying to cheer myself up and thinking positive and praying all the time and thinking about Ukrainian soldiers that protect us 24/7, and only thanks to Ukrainian soldiers I can have these peaceful mornings, guys. However, mental health for each person is individual, and sometimes my mental health has breakdowns. I have never told you about this, and this thing is quite personal, but sometimes I have nights that I'm too anxious to fall asleep, and that is why I need to take my sleeping pills. And it was one of those nights that I spent 2 hours in my bed without any success to sleep and figure out that I need some help. And I also want to put some awareness and a disclaimer that medication and being on medication is quite a heavy artillery, and please do not take any pills if you have any prescription and a recommendation from the doctors. Another good advice from my doctor I had is to physical exercise. That's why I renewed my membership in the gym, as actually exercise produces physical hormone in your body to make you more happy. Guys, I've never suffered from the war physically, like severely, and thanks God I didn't. I'm praying to God and thankful that I'm safe. From the first days of the war, we have fled from the Dnipro to the West Ukraine to avoid occupation if our city will be under the occupation in the future. And I could even imagine what mental problems and mental issues people who were living under occupation or were in captivity are experiencing just right now. And I could only sympathize to these people. And in comparison, my mental issues are not the issues at all. And I have already mentioned that I'm transforming my negative emotion into the content that I want to show you in this blog, to give you understanding that Ukraine is not only about war. Ukraine is also about history and culture. For example, this unique coffee shop on the square market in the city center of Lviv. Lviv Coffee Manufacturer is a restaurant with a deep history, which was started by Yuli Kulchitsky in 1675, when coffee beans were set in the minery like natural resources. And this is the only place in Lviv where coffee drinking made a fire show. Look. And Lviv coffee manufacturer has not only good coffee but also whiskey and music that played in the cafe. And when I'm too overwhelmed, music is my life savior. Look at me.
Ти знаєш, Честер Беннінгтон помер від суїциду? Да. У нього була депресія.
Це хвороба якась?
Ні. До речі, і він не був дуже багатий, знаменитий, але бачиш, депресія, і він помер.
Хто?
Честер Беннінгтон.
But before we go, I want to show you something, guys. This is the balcony where act of restoration of Ukrainian state were proclaimed. Here is it. I'm grateful that I have this blog to share it with you and just to figure out that I'm not alone and I'm not alone going through this process. You know that Ukrainian energy facilities in 40% of cases are destroyed by the Russian missiles. As you may know, our government providing partial blackout to decrease energy overloading on the facilities. And sometimes these blackouts are maintaining sporadically, not as pre-recorded graphic. And that was the day 4 hours without electricity. There is no any electricity in our district, and they are saying that it's planned because there are huge overloading on the electricity power plants that are still working. So I'm trying to find any cafe that I can, maybe in another district, I don't know, that I can charge my node and work a little bit. I took a bus and left my district, and when I left, I just realized that electricity is everywhere except of my district. So I found a cafe and started to work and charge my laptop. But I understand that it could be much worse that we are experiencing now. And I'm grateful to God that we have electricity, even partial. And from my side, I done all my best to be prepared to these sporadic partial blackouts. And using this situation, I want to say thank you to all people who are subscribing on this channel and who are craving to have more information about real situation in my country. Actually, I'm blessed to have people that found my content valuable enough to be here with me. And guys, when I'm thinking about winter, how severe it could be and how cold we could be, I realized one thing. It's better to survive one difficult winter than to live in Russia for all the rest of my life, caged and imprisoned. And I believe that with the help of the Jesus Christ and with the help of Ukrainian army and allies and you guys who are spreading awareness about situation in Ukraine abroad, inside their countries, we will struggle, we will survive, and we will resist. And in Ukrainian anthem it was said that we will lay our souls and our bodies into our freedom. And it will be so. And guys, in advance I want to say so much sorry for this because of my terrible sound, but I need to sing the Ukrainian anthem right now. Not because of content, but because my heart tells me to do it. Sorry. Disclaimer. Big disclaimer. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду.
Гинуть наші вороженьки, як роса на сонці, запануєм і ми, браття, в своїй стороні.